All right, let's just jump right in. I want you to forget everything you think you know about the future. Seriously, because we are about to break down a single day, a day that completely changes the game for all of us.
You're going to want to remember this date, March 13th, 2026. This isn't just some random day on the calendar. No, this is the day the entire rulebook for humanity's future got torn up and thrown out the window.
You've got to picture it like this. Every single night, while most of us are asleep, Silicon Valley is just firing off these continuous salvos of innovation. It's this relentless, nonstop barrage of progress.
But what if? What if 6 of those world-changing breakthroughs didn't just launch, but they all hit their target perfectly, all at the exact same time? Yeah, that's the convergence, and that's the story we're unpacking right now.
So let's talk about the day the future stopped being this far-off idea and just showed up, unannounced, right on our doorstep.
Okay, first up, let's look at 2 technologies that just completely flip the script on how we see and, well, how we create our worlds. We're talking about augmenting the reality we're in and generating entirely new ones from literally nothing.
So check this out. How in the world did Apple pull this off? I mean, the first-gen Vision Pro, that thing was a 600-gram computer you strapped to your face. But the leaked Vision Air, a mind-blowing 52 grams. It's practically weightless. The secret sauce, the big trick, is something called distributed processing. They built a custom chip, an NPU, that basically offloads all the heavy lifting, all the intense graphics, all the power drain to the iPhone in your pocket. The glasses just become this super intelligent window to it all.
And that number right there, 52 grams. That's not just a speck, that's the earthquake. That's the number that signals the beginning of the end for the smartphone. I mean, think about it. Why would you ever pull a device out of your pocket again when all your data, all your apps are just floating right there in front of your eyes?
And this chart, wow, this just drives home the insane scale of that engineering leap. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a total reinvention. Going from 600 grams down to 52, that's the difference between a heavy, niche gadget for tech nerds and something you could wear all day, every day without even thinking about it.
Okay, so while Apple was cracking the code on how we view the digital world, another giant, OpenAI, was completely revolutionizing how we create digital worlds. And they did it with something called Sora 3.0.
Get ready for this number, 5 seconds. That's it. That is how long it takes OpenAI's Sora 3.0 to spin up a fully interactive, explorable 4K world from a single sentence. I'm not talking about a video clip, I'm talking a playable world. The entire multi-billion-dollar video game industry? Yeah, its business model just went up in smoke.
And this is the part that's so hard to wrap your head around. We're moving beyond old-school game engines that painstakingly render polygons. Sora 3.0 uses what they call neural rendering. It's not calculating physics like a computer program. It understands physics from all the data it was trained on. So it synthesizes every single pixel in real time based on what you do. It's not an evolution, it is a full-blown revolution.
All right, so we've messed with our site, we've generated new worlds. Where do we go next? Well, the next piece of this puzzle is where things get really wild. We're talking about fusing our biology, our brains, with processors. The line between thought and action is about to get very, very blurry.
So how do you get superhuman reflexes? Simple. You bypass the slow, messy wiring of the human body. Right now, when you think click, that signal has to travel all the way from your brain, down your nerves, to your finger. It's a biological highway with speed limits. But Neuralink's N1 chip, it just cuts out the middleman. It intercepts the intention to move right at the source, in your brain, and sends it straight to the computer.
And here's what that looks like in practice. Your average human reflex, maybe 150, 200 milliseconds. The N1 chip, under 10. This isn't just a little bit faster. This is a whole new category of human-computer interaction. It's literally the birth of what you could call telepathic esports, where the winner isn't the person with the fastest fingers, but the person with the fastest thoughts.
And while Neuralink was busy wiring up brains to machines, Google was applying AI to an even more fundamental frontier, the very fabric of reality itself. They were tackling one of the biggest roadblocks in quantum computing.
You see, the biggest problem with quantum computers has always been that they're flaky. The qubits are super fragile and make tons of errors. But what Google did with Gemini Quantum was genius. They basically trained an AI to act as a supervisory agent. It watches the qubits and predicts when an error is about to happen and stops it. The result? A 50 times boost in stability. And just like that, functional quantum computing wasn't a dream anymore. It was real.
Okay, so when you have this kind of tidal wave of progress, it's bound to crash into society. And that brings both incredible automation and some really, really tough ethical questions. So now let's look at the two sides of that coin, robots walking into our jobs and Europe's attempt to stop AI from walking into our minds.
$25,000, that's the price tag. That's what a Tesla Optimus Gen 3 robot costs. So for a massive corporation, say like Amazon, who immediately started putting them in their warehouses, the ROI isn't just good, it's terrifyingly good.
And this quote, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? See, Optimus isn't some dumb, pre-programmed factory arm. It learns by watching videos of humans doing tasks. It's powered by the exact same kind of AI that's in Tesla's cars. That means it's an adaptable worker. And that signals the beginning of the end for human manual labor as we've known it for centuries.
But while the US and Asia were hitting the accelerator, flooring it towards this future, the European Parliament did the exact opposite. They slammed on the brakes, hard. They drew a big, bold line in the sand, not to stop robots, but to stop a completely different kind of invasion.
What did they do? They banned emotion AI, outright. We're talking about the tech that can scan your microexpressions, the dilation of your pupils, to figure out exactly how you feel when you see an advertisement. The EU said, nope, not here. They banned it from workplaces, from schools, from public spaces, and they backed it up with massive fines. It was basically their attempt to build a firewall around the last frontier of human privacy, our own feelings.
So, okay, you take all these pieces. What do you get when you put them all together on the same day? We have to zoom out now. We have to stop looking at the individual technologies and see the single massive wave they created.
This is what we mean by the Great Convergence. It's the moment we officially entered a new age. Think about it. When your glasses are your screen, when your thoughts are your controller, and when an AI can literally generate reality from a sentence, we are way beyond talking about gadgets anymore. The line between our biological selves and our digital tools, it's just dissolving.
And in this new world, trying to cling to the old ways of doing things, whether that's in your job or just in your life, that's a losing strategy. The future doesn't belong to the strongest or the smartest anymore. It belongs to those who can adapt the fastest. So the only real question left for you, for all of us, is this. In a world that can literally change overnight, what's your capacity to adapt?